Hey, it's Becky. We are talking about how to sell stuff on Teachers Pay Teachers. By the end of this by the end of this video, you'll have an idea of the main basic parts that are needed for your printable. I'm going to encourage you to go back and start and watch all the parts and pieces of this series of how to sell things, how to sell things out on Teachers Pay Teachers. Start by filling your brainstorm journal. Okay. Don't let yourself get overwhelmed by the process. When you think of printables, like me, whoops, I tried to put the wrong end of the pen in there. Like me, you're actually thinking of the actual product. And that could be something totally different to me than it is to you. So it could be a literature unit study. It could be checklists for how to take care of your pet iguana. It could be class pet rules, worksheets for math, history, English. Doesn't matter. Whatever you think about when you think of printables, that's the heart of this whole journey. You getting an idea out of your head and into cyberspace so that your future buyer, the teacher, homeschooler, parent, grandparent, whoever, can download it and can use it to transform the brains of their students, right? Well, printables aren't just about the printable. And when we're talking about Teachers Pay Teachers, we're going to be looking at the basics of what these things look like when you are going to your Teachers Pay Teachers store. So you'll have this printable and it'll be stored out on Teachers Pay Teachers. Before we get to this part, you have to make sure that you answer all the questions for your buyer. It's nothing more frustrating than have a buyer that is confused because they don't know how to use this amazing thing that you've created. So whenever you look at a printable and it's all done, you want to make sure that you've taken the time to actually create instructions. Don't assume that they know anything. Oh, a deer is just running by my house. So you want to make sure that you write the directions and instructions so that they know everything. What materials do they need? What steps do they need to follow? What kind of preparation do they need? Anything that they might require in order to take your printable and do something amazing with it. You know what you intend for your creation to do. So make sure that they know how to use it. And this one is absolutely necessary. If you create math activities, you must create answer keys. Oh my gosh, please don't assume that your buyer knows how to do their basic addition. Of course they probably do. But if you've ever taught in a classroom, I can tell you it's so frustrating to have to grade something where you have to do all of the work yourself in order to prove whether or not the student has done it correctly. So much easier, right? Save your buyer time. So much easier if they can just be looking at the answer key and they can say, yep, you got it right. Nope, you missed a couple things. So these are necessary parts and pieces for your printable, especially if you are creating just activities that require that they're not obvious. Even if you're creating a color by number sheet, if you don't create a specific direction page, that's fine. But your end buyer should be able to look at every single page and know how to use it without question. So there should be a mini direction or instruction for the student that's using the page, for the parent, the homeschooler, the teacher. Just make their life easier. When you're looking at this, especially if you're new, this may seem overwhelming, and don't let it be, because you remember you're filling your brainstorm journal first. And once you have that full bank of ideas, then you're going to go, and we're going to talk about this in great detail in upcoming videos. But you're going to draft and design printables, activities, and such that you're going to enhance some student's life or some creator or educator's life. And these pages are they're going to be beautiful, right? You're going to take the time to make sure that they're user friendly, that the graphics and the fonts, the way that the letters look on the page are clear and easy to read. So you're taking all the time to create this. If you don't take the time to do these other parts, then your printable might be hard to use, confusing, frustrating, but it also might not catch your buyer's attention. You need to make sure that your product pops off the screen. We are a distracted generation, right? Everybody, you don't even go to the grocery store, most of us. You don't even go to the grocery store without taking out your phone and scrolling through something if the line has more than a couple people in it. Come on, confess. I'm not the only one. Hey, before I forget, make sure you like and subscribe and hit the little bell so that you don't miss anything. So you're going to be creating your printable. You're going to create your direction sheet and your answer page. When you look at a Teachers Pay Teachers shop, all these lessons were hard learned. I did not know any of this when I first started. You're going to entitle, you're going to call your printable something that is actually being searched for by people out on the internet. So say it's an addition page for the number of the 3 family. You're not going to call it tricycle tripping math magic. People aren't going to be searching for that. Teachers, homeschoolers, parents are busy, so they're putting in addition math fact number 3, right? So you're going to have a title of your product. And in a future video, I'm going to talk about keywords and making sure that you're actually calling your product something that people are actually searching for online. This may say tricycle math or whatever your fun title is, but this part on the Teachers Pay Teachers page is a keyword rich title. Then when you scroll through Teachers Pay Teachers, you are going to see these different images for products. Now, new sellers will upload their product, and then Teachers Pay Teachers has this function that its little robots behind the scene will pull some of the pages from the product, and they'll populate these spaces with pages that it's pulled. In a later video, I'm going to teach you how to create these types of images. They're called thumbnails. That's the vocabulary word for it. And your thumbnails want to pop out on the screen. So these are the parts and pieces that you will need. So you're going to create a printable of some sort, and that's one product. The directions and the answer key most likely will be part of that printable. But then these images are a different thing that you're going to be creating. And then lastly, the products all have a description space. And this is super fun to create. Oh, it feels so good. It's so exciting. This is not so fun. Okay, it's boring. I don't want to write the directions. I don't want to create the answer key. The thumbnails, some of us love graphic design, so that can be fun. The description, not so fun. So I do things like create templates, and I have templates for being able to write descriptions, like copy, edit, and then paste in there so that they're easier to write. But these parts and pieces are all part of making a printable that is successful out on Teachers Pay Teachers. So that's a quick overview of the parts and pieces of how to make things on Teachers Pay Teachers. It's a process. So imagine, especially if you're brand new, if you've never done any of these things before, You're on the bottom floor, and on the next level, the next floor, that is where you're making 100 or $1,000 a month or more out on Teachers Pay Teachers. Each one of those steps that you have to take, some of you will bound right up the steps. I've had one student that went from nothing, not knowing anything, to making her first sale and then making measurable money within a month. And then I've had other students that were more like me that took a long time to start making measurable money, and then everybody in between. So understand that based on your knowledge base right now, if you don't know anything about printables, then it might take you longer to get to the next level of selling, to where you're actually hearing your phone go off, go cha-ching, cha-ching. And I want you to just give yourself space to grow, space to learn. You may come up to this journey with skills already intact. You may be a seasoned teacher with thousands of printables that you've already created, and you just need to learn how to package them so that you can put them on Teachers Pay Teachers. You may be a professional graphic designer. One of my students is a professional graphic designer, and she blows my sales away like there's no tomorrow. She's amazing. So it depends on where your skill set is. There's no guarantees that you'll make money tomorrow, but there's also nothing holding you back from being able to get your shop up and running and then start putting all the parts and pieces together. So that's the overview video for today. How to make and sell things on Teachers Pay Teachers. We're going to continue this series. So make sure that you like and subscribe and hit the bell. Make sure that you also say hi and that you ask any questions down in the comments. And always, always, always check the descriptions of the videos, because I will try to always put something down there for you. Most of the time it'll be a freebie. And sometimes it'll be a tool or something that either I use or that I've created to help catapult you forward. So ready? I will see you in the next video.